Yo, somebody type in the chat to let me know that I'm live, and I'll show you the greatest shit you'll ever fucking see. You got it, Azra. Let's go, girl. Swing them hips. Oh, you... Oh, she almost got it. Oh, she almost got it. Should I be a React streamer, guys? Should we do that? Should we go around and react to all the different shit on YouTube? Actually, you know what? Hold on for a second. I do have a video that I want to watch. So let's watch it. MoistCritical made it. He just uploaded a new video on EDP. So let's see what's going on.
I have sworn multiple times that I would stop talking about EDP445. But just like most people's New Year's resolutions about going to the gym, I'm going to have to break it. Every few months for the last couple of years, like clockwork, he will try and come back to the internet after his historic fall from grace after being caught in the now infamous cupcake sting operation that outed him as a predator. He'll come back.
If this is what I think it is, recently I seen a video where EDP tried to claim that all this was part of a movie that he was filming with Chet Goldstein, and that it never really happened. So let's see if this is what he's addressing.
With an almost cartoonish development, he has been on this non-stop wild and wacky roller coaster of crazy, goofy shit that he tries. He's this gift that just keeps on giving with the amount of unbelievable shit he tries.
It's funny that he uses the word shit, because he's unbelievable shit. Like, if you guys remember when EDP first got caught talking to, like, the I think it was like a 14-something-year-old girl or some shit like that. Underage girl, right? We'll just say underage girl. One of the things in a conversation that he sent her was a picture of his dookie in the toilet. I'm not even joking. That's actually a thing.
Like an everlasting gobstopper of goofs. I've compared him to the box ghost from Danny Phantom, and I think that is just the most apt comparison. He's just this silly villain that keeps...
I don't know nothing about Danny Phantom, so I can't relate to this this reference here. But anybody in the chat want to fill me in on what's going on with this guy that he's saying that keeps popping back up?
Popping up every now and then just for people to laugh him off the face of the internet, but he'll always come back as a cameo in later episodes. And that's why we're talking about him again today, because it's that time of the year where EDP tries to make a claim that he's innocent. And this time, he's saying, actually, it was all acting. He was only pretending to...
See, this is what I was telling you about. I watched a video the other day. I don't know who exactly uploaded it, but maybe I'll find it after this. But he was trying to sell all sorts of shit. Let's see if he goes into this. I think he's gonna go all up into this. Yeah, let's continue.
To be a pedophile. He was method acting as a child molester as part of a movie production. I know that.
Here's the thing. If this was all part of like a movie or like an audition for a movie, right? Why would he wait 2 years to reveal this after the internet's done ruined his life? Also, another thing, I don't care how bad you want to break into, like, other fucking mediums and platforms, even if this is fucking the truth, but it's not. It's just fucking gaslighting and fucking manipulation tactics at its finest. But even if it was anywhere near true, you're gonna fuck your whole acting career up just by fucking playing a child molester as your first fucking role. Like, everybody's gonna look at you and be like, okay, we don't need a child molester in this movie. Be like, well, I'm not actually a child molester. Be like, well, you played one in the last movie and you did a convincing job of it for the last 2 years.
That sounds unbelievable. That sounds like I just made that shit up in a game of Mad Libs, but I'm being serious. That is the angle he's trying. He posted an entire breakdown of his defense that this was all a setup, that it was supposed to just be improv acting, but they published it as a real thing and it cost him his whole career. Now, before diving into the fanfic that EDP tries to craft here like he's working on a fucking Tumblr blog, I do want to make it clear that even though the Cupcake Doomsday sting operation was the apocalypse that brought down the world of EDP, it's far from the only instance of him talking inappropriately and sexually.
That's exactly what I was telling you. He's got called out before for, like, sending all sorts of, like, nasty fucking videos and pictures and shit to fucking kids. So, like, I don't know why he's trying to play it off as, like, this one instance is a one-off when he has a whole fucking track record of actually doing this shit.
With minors. This was just the only one where they actually caught him in video. You know, this was no longer just blurry photos of Sasquatch or rumors. They finally had him on video flirting with and then even going to a physical location to meet someone he believed to be a child. This followed sexually charged conversations as well as inappropriate pictures, including a picture of his poopy in a toilet, an actual...
I knew he was gonna reference it! I was waiting for it! The man literally was trying... Dude, I don't care. Okay, take out the age, right? Take the age out of this whole thing. If you're trying to mac on a girl, why do you send a picture of your fucking shit in a toilet bowl to the girl? It's like, look how much of a man I am. Look how big my shits are. Like, that's fucking gross, man. That's fucking weird.
Shit pic. I make sure to mention that anytime EDP's name comes up because god damn it, that shit is crazy.
Literally, that shit is crazy.
And following all that, he went to the physical location to meet someone he believed to be a kid, and said the reason he was there was actually because his belly was empty. His tummy was growling for a cupcake, which is why it became known as the cupcake incident.
That man always wants a cupcake. That was no fucking different. That was no different.
But this is just focusing on that video and not any of the other numerous claims and evidence about the way he talked to children and all of that. So let's take it from the top here in the timeline of events. He lays out all the lore, and it dates all the way back to 2019. So he's laying out the goddamn Silmarillion here, preceding the Lord of the Rings events that take place later on. So in 2019, he flew out to Philadelphia for the world premiere of Maybe Next Year, which he was featured in. I suppose this was his acting debut, and that's crucial knowledge here because fast forward to 2021.
Okay, so apparently this whole production that he took place is not his first acting role. However, I don't feel like a cameo in a movie is, or in a documentary is, you know, sufficient credits to become an actor or, you know, Screen Guild actor.
He received an email from Chet Goldstein, who was the person conducting the investigation on EDP at the time, and he's claiming that in 2021, Chet Goldstein reached out to him, letting him know how impressed he was with EDP's performance in that documentary, saying that he was impressed with his work from Maybe Next Year and wanted to give him a shot for a different part in a film that Chet Goldstein was working on at the time.
There's no way anybody, even if this was sent to him, even if, let's give him a shred of doubt, right? Even if he was set up, right? Nobody types like this in an email. Nobody says, we want to give you a shot to try out for the film. They will tell you, we'd like you to come down for an audition. Can we speak to your agent? Do you have an agent? Things like that. You have a manager or something? Nobody speaks like this to say, I want to hash out the details.
So he drops a receipt here of an email that basically just echoes that, saying, hey, you know, your work was fucking amazing. Can't believe you didn't win an Oscar. Would love to have you as part of this next production if you're willing to try out for it. You know, get back to me. EDP responds, ecstatic to take this role. This was really going...
Okay, let's take a look at this email here. Yes, that is the correct location. Javier, a caravan, will meet you at the Rite Aid parking lot on Sunday, 18th, and instruct you the improv scene will take place. We will need you to act out a random scene for 30 to 40 minutes to see if you're fit for the film. The scene we act is a bit odd. I may crack some jokes. We have a protocol in situations we may throw at you to see how you respond. Dude, this is written and fabricated 100% by EDP. Like, nobody speaks like this in a fucking professional email. Nobody sends you a fucking audition in a random improv in a fucking Rite Aid parking lot. Could you imagine if you got an email for somebody trying to get you to fucking show up for a fucking audition for a movie in a Rite Aid parking lot, and they don't give you no lines, no dialogue, no script, no scene, no setting, nothing. They just tell you, show up.
To blow up his acting career, he confirms an address with him, that it's a Rite Aid location they're meeting at. Chet Goldstein says that, their cameraman will meet them at the Rite Aid parking lot, and it's going to be a random scene that they're going to act out for 30 to 40 minutes to see if he's fit for filming. He says, the scene we may ask you to act out may seem a bit odd.
To see if you're fit for film. What, are you gonna have this man running fucking an obstacle course in a fucking parking lot?
Act out may seem a bit odd, and I may crack some jokes and be rude in certain parts of the shoot that may seem offensive to you, but keep in mind, we have a protocol of situations we may throw at you to see how you respond and act in helping us determine if you're fit for the part. If selected for the part for the film we're shooting in Bakersville in October, we'll reach out in 7 to 14 business days from our meeting. Please message me back to confirm this date. So this is his bombshell, shocking revelation plot twist moment where you see Chet Goldstein actually was just wanting me to act, improv to make sure I was, up to snuff here with the role that I'd be required to play for his production. I was under the impression this was all part of the acting, which even upon hearing this excuse is one of the most unbelievable things I've ever heard. No, you remember that incident from 2 years ago. Keep in mind, he's just now posting this 2 years later. I'm guessing this...
That's what I was saying. Like, if this was an actual factual... Like, if this was real-life events, there's no way EDP would have let the internet destroy his fucking career and credibility for 2 years before outing this. He would have outed it right away.
Idea came to him in a dream recently to try this garbage. But, why wait 2 years if this is all legitimate? But regardless...
Exactly, Charlie. Exactly. Thank you for making my point. I'm glad I agree with Jesus Wick here.
All of that pedophile shit, no, that's just because I was a very good actor. I actually fooled all of you. It was acting. But I'm really upset because, I was misled. I was instructed to improv. I had no idea this was going to be the result. But I know what you're thinking. Charles... He posted receipts. He posted emails right there. There's proof. There's evidence to support.
Yeah, but for some reason, right here, there's some lines above here that aren't there. It looks like that this was photoshopped in. Like, do you see how... I don't know if you guys can see it on stream, but, do you see how the white here isn't the same? It's kind of like a different pixel combination.
These outrageous claims. Sometimes reality can be stranger than fiction. And to that I say, I do not like those green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. These are fucking poorly photoshopped emails that he posts. He couldn't even Photoshop or crop it correctly. Look at Chet Goldstein's name. You can still see some of the black flakes at the top where Chet Goldstein was pasted on top of whatever this email originally was.
See? That's exactly what I was saying. You can see right here that there's a actual factual dedicated line between this pixel combination and then this. Anybody that does a lot of photo editing or video editing can look at this immediately and tell that this is fucking garbage.
And none of it's even centered in the first place. It doesn't even
That is true too. This is not centered with where the B starts. So he lined this part up with that, but this was a different aspect ratio than this. He needed to fucking paste that and then pull this up and pull this over.
convincingly look like real emails. It is awful. It is terribly done. And to go even a step further, I can literally hear EDP's voice in the Chet Goldstein text here. He caps locked respond and act, as if that's supposed to drive the point home, like, no, look, it's real. This is super real because respond and act. That's a key word.
This is exactly what I was saying. Like, right here, this sounds exactly like how EDP talks. The Seaway may ask you to act out may seem a bit odd, and I may crack some jokes and may be rude in certain parts of the shit. It's his exact cadence.
Act. That's a key word. I'm gonna have to capitalize that one so that way people know that this is key. It's blatantly fake. These aren't real emails. But you know what? I'm always willing to play ball and suspend disbelief. Let's assume that this is real somehow. And the odds of this being even remotely real are beyond minuscule.
This is what I said. In reality, you give EDP the tiniest shred of doubt, but I mean, come on, let's be real. We all know that this shit's fucking fake.
Incalculably low odds, but let's assume they are. It still doesn't explain away all of his other repeated behavior with the way he talks to minors or anything like that. And it doesn't even explain away the video itself. There's nothing in there that even like gets corroborated with these emails he releases. Nothing checks out, even still, with the video itself and the claims he's making. He did an interview with like an AI, I guess. I don't really know, but
he did interview himself with Barack Obama.
He's doing this interview with like some kind of AI interviewer using some kind of like fucking voice modulator. And the way he explains it is even more silly.
He had his business card attached to the email.
Okay, and that was shortly after the movie, maybe next year or so. You put kind of 2 and 2 together and everything aligned to this actually being an opportunity for you.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so Chet emails you and tells you to meet him at the apartment complex? I'm sorry, maybe I'm not understanding.
Well, again, you know, the original meetup spot was at the Rite Aid.
In what fucking solar system would someone be so stupid as to get a random email from someone claiming to be a movie producer who just reached out to you with a cold call saying, hey, your fucking performance in this documentary was superb, spectacular stuff. Come meet me at a Rite Aid where I'm going to have...
Thank you! Thank you, Charlie! Oh my fucking Christ. Dude. That is exactly what I'm saying. There is no fucking world that we live in where a movie producer is going to send you a fucking audition in a Rite Aid parking lot without no, like, even if, like I said, tiniest shred of doubt, even if there's an audition in a Rite Aid parking lot. Like, there's no dialogue, there's no scene set in, you don't even know what character you're playing. Like, yeah, I bet you do see plenty of talent scouts in Rite Aid parking lots. Motherfuckers want you to get in that van, don't you? You know, fucking bang bust the shit out of you.
A child predator. Would you think that that's a good opportunity? So let's assume he didn't know he was going to be acting as a pedophile. The second that they start spitballing this improv at him, like, okay, so all of these chat logs with this child, you're a pedophile. Why would he play along?
That's exactly what I was saying. Like, if these motherfuckers are like, okay, you come here, we want you to play a child molester, I'd be like, alright, yo, I'm out. Like, nah, yo, I'm not, dude. I'm not gonna act in your movie as a child molester. Fuck out of here.
With it, what opportunity did you think this was? How would portraying a child molester be like this golden goose?
That's what the fuck I was saying. If your first role in Hollywood, even if anything of this is real, if your first role in Hollywood is of a child molester in like a Chris Hansen type fucking shit in the movie. Nobody's gonna ever want you in their movie ever again. They're like, oh, you're the fat fucking child molester from fucking blah, blah, blah. We don't need child molesters in this movie. Have a nice day.
You are already a successful YouTuber with millions of subscribers, but this was your ticket to the big time? You know, this role you thought you were playing, like the role of method acting a fucking pedophile? That makes no sense. That is inexplicably ridiculous.
Exactly. As I say, there is literally no world that we live in or timeline that exists in the multiverse where any of these events are actually factually possible and can be construed as reality. It's not. It's just it's a work of bad fiction is what it is.
You know what I mean? And then the camera guy, Javier, he actually walked me over to the apartment complex. So in the fucking email, it was just, you know, boom, right here at the Rite Aid. And then camera guy is the one who walked me over to the apartment complex. This is the first time I ever seen it.
That's where you know that that's fake. He said the camera guy walked him over to the complex. First of all, if you see him and the camera guy, there's no way either of these motherfuckers are making the trek anywhere in California across the fucking street to get to a complex, okay? Because California streets are wider than a motherfucker. They're wider than EDP. Like, EDP, EDP is like 4 of these motherfuckers is like 1 lane in California.
This is the first time I ever seen this fucking apartment complex, you know what I mean?
This does absolutely nothing to help proclaim his innocence here. If it was at the Rite Aid or the apartment complex, it doesn't fucking change anything.
Exactly. The location doesn't matter. If you're going for an audition, you're gonna need dialogue, script, scenes. Come on, man. There's no way that anybody's gonna be like, yeah, come on, fucking meet me in the Rite Aid parking lot, and we'll have a fucking job interview for you.
The clips he's showing, the Rite Aid only comes in the frame when EDP is leaving after they're talking about calling the cops and everything. That is when he is actually, like, making his grand getaway from this situation. He starts by going up to the apartment complex and then leaves going out by the Rite Aid.
Do you have any indication on what you're walking into, what type of scene you're going to be acting out?
He didn't tell me shit, basically. You know what I mean? He basically just said, hey, we got some chat logs here. We're going to improv this bitch. Go along with it. I'm just like, all right, cool. So
there is no fucking reality in which somebody's gonna stand there and let you fucking call him a pedophile in this improv acting situation, in this whole fucking fake ass Chris Hansen type fucking. It's just unbelievably. It's unbelievably unbelievable.
And then again, you know what I mean? It's like, how the fuck was I supposed to know this was a goddamn, how the fuck was I supposed to know that this was a goddamn setup? Like, it's like...
Okay, first of all, if this is true, shred of doubt for EDP, the tiniest shred of doubt. How did you know this was a setup? Because, bitch, they were making you go to a fucking Rite Aid and a fucking job interview in a parking lot for a fucking movie, and you don't got no fucking scene setting dialogue or character. What the fuck are you? Just show up and let us call you a pedophile, EDP. Like, as somebody that's been on the fucking internet for as long as I have, this motherfucker should know that that's not how business is conducted. Like, nobody's gonna believe this shit. If I was in court and I was on the jury and I heard him fucking say this shit, I'd literally fucking Liu Kang his ass. Whoa! With a fucking kick right across the fucking courtroom. I'm like, yo. You are insulting my intelligence and wasting my time as a person concocting such stories. Spinning such yarns.
Fucking business cards, you have the official wave.
No, you don't. This isn't a business card. This is a picture. That's not a business card. Nothing about that is a business card.
Have the official wavelength bullshit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers is emailing you and shit. It's like anybody in their right fucking mind would have thought that this was legit.
I speak for every single living, breathing human being on this planet in saying,
I don't even have to laugh before Charlie cracks this fucking joke, but I already know that he's gonna say everything we've already been fucking saying, but it's just funny to hear him set it up the way he's gonna drop this fucking bomb on us.
That nobody in their right mind would have thought this is legit at all.
Thank you. Exactly. There's you'd have to literally be fucking retarded to believe. Like, I literally, I don't want to make this lightly, but my neighbor, her niece, is legit mentally retarded. She has Down syndrome. And there's no way that bitch would fucking believe any of this shit. Like, she would be like, I'm not going to Rite Aid for, like, that's not even a business card.
At all. I will suspend disbelief yet again here to just toy around with this idea.
See, that's the only reason why I cut EDP the tiniest shred of doubt in this, is just because it's fun to fantasize and speculate about this actually being real.
Why the fuck would you even improv this kind of scene?
Thank you! Finally! After all this time, I've said this like 5 or 6 times. Why? Why would you, as soon as you called me a pedophile, I'd just be like, whoa, hold up. Even if everything before this is true, like, you should have said this shit in the Nah, hell no, man. No, this is not what we agreed upon. Like, I'm getting the fuck out of here and I'm going to get an actual cupcake. But this motherfucker wants us to believe that this shit's actually fucking true.
Did you want the role of a pedophile?
Again, there you go. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
Did you want that to be your acting legacy?
Oh my god, dude. Right here. Same galaxy brain as fucking Jesus Wick over here. Exactly what I said. If you're a million subscriber YouTuber and you're fucking world famous and people know you, like, you're like a household name, people know who EDP is, right? Like, if you were that, like, big in the industry, you're not gonna want your first role in a movie debut to be the fucking child molester pedophile. Like, you have to have an established ass acting career before you come swinging for the fences as, like, a fucking, you know, child molester pedophile in a fucking in an acting role. Like, you can't just come out the gate. Like, could you imagine if, like, at the end of Titanic, while Leo was sinking, he was like, by the way, I like kids. And then he just sunk to the bottom. Nobody would want Leo in any movie ever. The Django doesn't happen. Fucking that movie, Shutter Island, doesn't happen. Motherfuckers go back in time and make sure that Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't get on growing pains. Like, his whole career is ended right there as he's sinking. Like, that's where his career is literally going, is sinking to the bottom of the fucking ocean.
The follow-up to your magnum opus performance in maybe next year, you wanted to be the child predator? What sense does that fucking make? This is the dumbest defense ever. And he doesn't even do anything to, like, somehow explain away everything he says and does in the video itself. None of this.
He takes the DSP route. He's like, this isn't true. I debunked it. I'm like, wait a minute. You can't just say that's not true and then say you debunked it. You need actual factual evidence to the fact that you debunked it. And every bit of evidence that EDP has shown along the fucking way has been dubious at best. Dubious, I say.
Explains any of it. And this fucking email screenshots are fake emails to begin with.
Fabricated fucking evidence right there. Like, the fact that anything that he says is immediately canceled out by the fact that he has fabricated evidence. Like, the minute that you show the fabricated evidence in this situation, anything you say after that is gonna be fucking, like I said, dubious at best. because you've already fabricated evidence. Nobody that's innocent fabricates evidence.
The whole thing is so stupid, but it is laughable that he is actually trying this with a straight face. Obviously, this is yet again another desperate attempt to prove that he's never been a child predator, even though there is overwhelming amounts of evidence, even out
there is an EDP-sized amount of evidence on this dude. I forget what the dude's name was, but he was a real big Baltimore Ravens fan, and he spent like a lot of time just fucking catfishing EDP behind the scenes multiple times on Instagram. And like I said, there's a pattern of behavior here. So you got pattern of behavior, you have a dubious story at best, all on top of your fabricated evidence foundation. The house of cards crumbles. Like, he literally makes himself look worse trying to prove his innocence. The motherfucker should have just left the internet altogether. He's lucky he's not in jail. He's lucky that Chet Goldstein and them fucked that fucking investigation up so bad. They foobarred it so hard that the police couldn't use any of the investigation evidence that they gathered, because they're just fucking... Like, let's be real. The Chet Goldstein guy isn't any better than EDP. Like, nobody's innocent in this situation. It's just that EDP is digging his hole worse. You know, Chet Goldstein had the fucking the right sound of mind as soon as he got all fucking... Yeah, there's a bunch of shit that popped up in the past of Chet Goldstein, like, being racist and saying the N-word and shit like that and blah, blah, blah. And so, like, they really took his whole fucking... They trashed his character in the court of public opinion. And then, you know, the fucking police were like, they just threw their hands up and they're like, I'm not fucking dealing with this. Just...
Side of this big video that came from it, there is still so much evidence against him, and really the only reason he never faced jail time is because the investigation was done by YouTubers. And
thank you. Because it was done by YouTubers without police investigation oversight. That's why when you watch, like, To Catch a Predator, they always have a police officer typing. As a matter of fact, here's the funniest shit. This is funny. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, this right here, when they always show the police officer talking, there she is. She's sitting at the computer with a bulletproof vest on. And she's waiting to ensure this motherfucker doesn't lick no shots through the computer screen. But they always have an actual cop at the computer to do the talking to make sure that the investigation doesn't get befuddled. And that's what Chet Goldstein's whole fucking investigation was missing, was actual, you know, work in collaboration with police. You know, what they should have done was be like, yo, we got a bunch of chat logs from this dude talking to fucking girls and blah, blah, blah on YouTube and everything. And what we want to do is we want to fucking catch him. Can we, you know, set up something to continue this? And they would have been able to do that.
Not done in collaboration with law enforcement. So he was able to squeak away based on that, which is something that has happened a lot.
That's just a technicality. But when you look at all these, like, predator and pedo busters on YouTube, nobody ever gets fucking, you know, persecuted or prosecuted, I should say. They get persecuted in the court of public opinion, but they don't get prosecuted in the court of law because it's just done by a bunch of fucking YouTubers.
Unfortunately. So it's just it's crazy he's not even in jail, honestly. And that's
what I said. He's lucky he's not in jail. He should have just fucking disappeared from the internet, just gone without a trace.
Still keeps trying to come back to the internet even after all of this time and all of this shit. he still keeps doing ridiculously goofy shit like what you just saw there with trying to say he's not a pedophile. He was only acting. Wild stuff. I just wanted to give a little update here and share that. That's about it. See ya.
I like how Charlie ends his videos. He's just like, that's all I got to say about that. See you.